closer could I be? Oh, what you would do? Sorna cirka Tages no sai Ars du vill Nana du Vill sorna cirka Tages no shari Grana kela klea Vill sorna cirka Tages no sai Hi Zira. Your luck to catch the stream as it's starting. Hell yeah. Hold on. Oh shit. Some hail just hit and fucking tore up my uncle's car. Put holes in the back of it. That's crazy. Damn. Literally just sat down with the laptop. Hell yeah. I'm low energy today, but I'm trying to fix that. No. Oh no. I should probably turn on the just chatting. Hey, this will fix that? Probably. Hoes! Oh, my favorite. Yeah, bitch loves hoes. Bitch loves hoes. Also, sorry if y'all heard me singing. I didn't realize I forgot to mute my mic and I was just jamming to Hosier. Sometimes your girl just gotta sing in Irish to feel better about life. You have hoes? No. I wish. I wish I had hoes, but people don't like me. Which is fucking weird, but whatever. I don't give a represent, baby. Can't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know I'm right from wrong, cause I wanna make it so badly. $1 million baby. Don't at me. Do no wrong. I can do good for you. Oh, thank you for petting chat. Pet on this page just pets chat. Yeah, I can't seem to get it to move, so it just pets chat. Hell no. Hell no. Yeah, chat needs it. Alright, I'm waiting for the ad to play, because I know there's gonna be an ad. Thank you for petting chat. I know there's gonna be an ad here in a second. So I'm waiting for that to play, and then we'll get started. There you go, there are the ads. See, I knew it. The lead says over to my house, or would you take the next train over the West Coast? My butt music. It's not butt rock, but it definitely is butt music. Oh, so what's cracking, Don? La 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 la. Ooh, what the fuck? There are two what the fuck is happening? Why did it stack ads? What the fuck? Ooh, what Pokemon you playing? Hold on, my model's gonna freeze for a second because I gotta check my text messages. Woo! Oof, that car is fucked. Pearl? Ooh, nice. I played Diamond. I didn't play Pearl. Ow. I broke my nail. The world was gonna end if you had 15 minutes to stay with you and your friends. Yeah, free chat from Adhel for real. Sit alone. Also, I just realized, I think my audio might be looping. It's not, it's good. How's Hades treating you? Well, you know, it's definitely something. I'm not the best at it. Also, there was another update. Oh, Jesus. There was another update, so I had to update it again. I don't know what they updated, though. I didn't read the update notes. I didn't read the patch notes. But it's treating me alright. I can't seem to make it past the third boss. So, you know, I'm working my ass off for not much.
The silver pool.
But I'm trying. Spective Malinois. Alright, I need psych. You recover faster after using your attacks and specials.
Such power hides within.
We'll go ahead and grab those. Yeah, we're trying to beat Cerberus.
There's more to this aspect.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure if it's him or not. That is a true point. We think it's him, but we could be wrong. Alright, we're just gonna do a quick run to see if I remember how to properly play.
The crest of the queen.
Oh my god, Hera? Right off the bat?
Stands united in our cause. In the name of Hades,
God, I haven't actually seen Hera yet.
this message.
Pleased to make your acquaintance finally, my dear.
Hi, Hera.
Already had enough of the surface, yes? Well, I promised the family that once you demonstrated your resolve to us, I'd take you under my wing. And I always keep my vows.
That is a true fact about Hera. That woman always does keep her vows. Oof.
Her Majesty the Queen is with me now.
She sure is. Hella. Gilf. Gilf! That is not a grandmother, Gore. Whammin'. Oh god, I love women, and Hades just reminds me of that fact. Practically daily. Let's hear for women. Though I'm gonna be so honest with you. I love women. Hades made me realize just how much I also love men. I've been following you for a while. Finally got to catch your stream. Welcome in. Oh my god. Okay, so is it okay if I call you Mama? I know that that's like your username. But I joke the chat can call me Mom. And so I just want to make sure you're all right with that.
Queen Hera, out of all the matters you could be attending to, you've chosen to aid me.
Hades making everyone buy her pan. Okay, it's all right. Awesome. Bet. Nice to meet you. Hello, hello. Hades has got some fine fucking men. There's a man in this game that looks like Gore.
Is there a wedding day that I should know about? Or were you merely being generous with me? In any case, when I'm offered to, there's always a catch. So
No catch.
You truly
I truly just wanted your weapon. Or your item.
hear me on my authority.
I am gonna try the axe, yes.
My strength
Yeah, ma'am, stop trying to marry us off, for real. Yeah, we'll go hang out with, Grandma, Grandpa. Granda. Hello? Zaddy Chaos, so true. Chaos looks so good in this game.
and deduce that you must have completed your forbidden incantation. Thus, the surface is laid bare to you.
Yes.
Perhaps I shall ask you to describe it to me sometime.
Sometime. Yeah, sometime we'll talk about it. Also, could you put your old head down? And maybe the fetus as well, just for my comfort. That's a fine they. Yeah, so there's a headcanon that since they've been spending more time with Nyx, after Nyx vanished in this game, they decided to dress in a more proper way. Since the world is full of chaos, they decided to dress down. And I love that. What the fuck? Get hit for 500. I remember you made a post about Kaido on Twitter, and that was the last time we spoke. I think it was like a year or two ago. Oh, yeah. I think it was. I think it was a little while. I think it was a bit. Hi, Third Word. But it's nice. I'm really happy that you were able to make it. Fuck. Okay. I'm really happy that you were able to make it to a stream. It is super nice to hang out with people that I haven't talked to in a while. I actually really do enjoy it. And Hades is a kind of a rough stream for talking to me because I'm like locked in most of the time, but I do try and check chat in between, like in between lands. The infinite abyss from which the first creation of sprang is for the most part oh, okay, cool. I'm so happy to see another mama stream. Hell yeah. I stream at the weirdest of times because I have to stream around being a mom, but but I do it's so weird. I'm refusing to let being a mom, which is one of my dreams, stop me from my other dream, which is being a streamer. So thank you for the pet core. Elden Ring DLC comes out. Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, that's why I played Elden Ring, was so that I could play the DLC when it came out. I might do the competition that they're doing, the Elden Ring video competition. Ow. Son of a bitch. How far are you into Hades? I'm relatively far. This is my third stream of it, so... I fucking hate this thing, though. It does so much fucking damage. And I'm also reading chat. So I'm not really, like, giving it my full attention. You think that holy damage is gonna be good in the DLC? Maybe. I love that Apollo calls us sunshine though. Oh, let me take off my jacket again, so it's not taking up so much of the screen. Ooh, dual attack hits is not bad. I do need health, however. Oh, thank you, sister. Is the Daedalus hammer in this game? Yes, the Daedalus hammer is in this game. Got something for you. What you got? Oh, thank you, sis. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she one? Ow. I ran right into that. Wonderful. I'm alright. I've got a death defy. Thank God for it. I hate using it this early, but I'm remembering how to play, so.
Peace and quiet.
I know it's been 2 days since I last played, so.
Showed up at your crossroads because you summoned him?
Yes, ma'am.
As in you literally invited doom?
Yes, ma'am.
It doesn't seem the wisest course when you put it that way. Chronos once was brought low by a prophecy of the three fates. I felt they might be willing to intervene again.
And they did so by sending you the embodiment of misfortune and unforeseen consequences. Well, if that's what the fates have in store, you're going to need this. Then it's yours.
Thanks, sis.
Fight on, sister.
Fight on.
Have a good one. Ah, shit. Alright. I should draw someone from Hades. You absolutely should.
Good evening, boatman.
Oh, hello, Charon. Boy, am I glad to see you.
Felt that for sure. I know that you've seen Nemesis about. She's supposed to be at her post, but I think you probably can understand.
Everyone is so hot. True. Have you seen Nemesis yet, Dawn? Okay, still no sprite art for Charon.
Coin for Charon.
Boy, have I!
Something changed about my chaos boon.
Yes, ma'am, it sure did. If they make the boatman hot, I mean, they will. He was hot originally. May we not forget, the boatman was always hot. His art has not yet been updated yet, though, so. Oh, daddy! Okay. Daddy, Hattie, daddy, daddy. Oh, I win.
No telling how many cousins I got, but you're another, eh? You're getting special treatment.
Daddy, daddy.
Real nice. Don't mind the extra work.
Nemesis over Meg? No, I agree. It's not. That's not a bold statement at all. You're correct. God, Hephaestus, how I love you. We'll go for that one. Hephaestus looks like Gore. It makes me so happy. Hey, kid.
Don't be afraid.
We're friends. You wanna come with me? Not yet. That's alright, we'll figure it out. Bump the game audio? Is that better? Look, Gore is hot. That's all you need to know.
One of the family troves.
Ooh, a trove. Big boy.
For me.
All right.
Confiscating stolen property.
Oh, right. I forgot that that's what these are. Oh my god.
This is my father's realm. Property recovered.
Okay. Okay, so this is the early access. Out of what I've been told, this is about 50% of what the final game is. So this is about 50% of what the final game will be. However, you can make it all the way to the final boss and defeat him in the early access. But however, this game allows you to go down to Chronos and also go up to Mount Olympus to try and save family there. And there's another door that I cannot get open. So I think that there's going to be more there as well. I will say, as of right now, each area, like, you know, so how each area before had 3 NPCs that you could run into? So far in the early access, each area only has 1 NPC that you can run into. So I imagine they're going to add the additional 2 NPCs later on. Or I just haven't had the luck of running into them yet. But I've been playing for almost 10 hours. So I feel like if I was gonna run into them, I would have. I say that, however, this is the first time I've ever run into Hera, so who knows, really. Yeah, hi, Jimmel, how are you? There are some character arts that are still sketched. We ran into who we believe to be Echo yesterday, and her character art was still a sketch design. Charon does not have final art in yet. He just has the placeholder art. Narcissus is in this game, and he also only has the placeholder art, and he also has a placeholder, like, little sprite. Like, Charon's sprite is in the game, but his art is not. However, Narcissus does not have a sprite or art, which I find very ironic and funny. I think upstairs is gonna have one too, more likely than not. And I do know there's a character you can run up to in the upstairs area as well that is also a sketch. Like, her art is just a sketch right now. So there are still some areas where you can tell, like, yeah, this is early access. But for the most part, like, the backgrounds are also not fully rendered. They're kind of, like, sketchy looking. But for the most part, it feels like a fully finished game. So I'm really excited. I'm actually doing all right. I'm really tired. For the last 2 weeks, I've been exhausted, and I do not know why. Like, it's been impossible for me to stay awake. But I'm just doing the best I can, so. We're pushing through. I got a smoothie, so. Narcissus needs to be a hot man amongst hot men. So true. We're gonna take the dodging the extra damage. Hermes! Sorry, I pronounce all the Greek gods' names the way they're pronounced in Greek for whatever reason. So if you catch me ever saying a Greek god's name weird, it's most likely because I'm saying it in Greek. Don't ask me why. I'm weird. He's so pretty in this game. They did his upgrade, like his new design was an upgrade. Narcissus does need to be the hottest man among room. Diskira, yes. I've been using Diskira this whole time.
Goddess of the hunt. By now, these woods must feel a second home to her.
They're good, Hecate. She's good.
Sister Artemis appears quite well, so much as possible of late. If anything, she seems in better spirits than before.
Yeah, because she's down here. She's not dealing with everything up there.
She, Selene, you and I have all prepared for this contingency, and now 'tis time we shine.
Valid.
Particularly you and I right now.
All right, Mom. Let's go.
Now the crossed blades. Now beware.
Oh, fuck me.
Night
Hey, ma'am. Keep that shit to yourself.
bathe in flame.
God damn it. Ugh. Stop. Leave me alone. Fuck! I'm running. Bitch turning me into a sheep all the time. Fucking rude. Come on. Beholding. Absolutely beholding. Ow. Fuck.
I don't think so.
Let us proceed.
Well, there goes my last death defy, even though I'm desperately gonna need that for, the Skilla fight. Oh, well. Gore, what do you mean bump the game audio more? Are you being so fucking for real right now?
Shadows hence.
It's so loud.
Trust that your eve is only beginning.
God, I'm gonna need my fucking death shit. He's always, he's the audio guy. He always wants it to be louder and... Chronos.
Fair, you little one.
Piss off, I'm busy.
The bones.
Can I help you?
I
Go
was
away,
beginning to
Chronos.
think I had successfully dissuaded you. When it came to my attention, you were trespassing some other place instead.
It's
You
loud
dared
for me.
venture above.
I've seen your work up there firsthand. To have unsealed the very gates of hell.
Yeah, the trinkets still need their art as well, yeah. Right now they're all just rings.
You speak of the bedraggled city of Athera, which once stood in sycophantic tribute to your upstart father. Perhaps what mortals yet remain there shall
Turn my
think
ears
twice each
down.
time before they put their faith in gods.
Watch your fucking mouth, sir. Estimate.
Coward.
He is a coward, absolutely. You call him out for it.
All right.
Alright. Truly, I want to play more Elden Ring.
There's that rancid scent.
But there's not really more to play, so... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Jonadorian 5 gifted a tier 1 sub to P0 item.
Thank you so much for the 13 gifted subs and the follow.
Jonadorian 5
What?
gifted a tier 1 sub
Welcome to the dog
Shadow
pound, John Dorian.
_.
But thank you so much for the 13 gifted subs. 13 is very specific. Is that how many I was missing for the goal? Because that was very specific. Also, thank you. You helped us reach our sub goal. Had to help hit that goal. Okay, so that was how many I was missing for the goal. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Death Mint Deluxe.
We're gonna be here for a minute. Also, everybody who got a gifted sub, please enjoy your emotes. They are super fun. You get some animated emotes that you can use. You get a nice little paw print next to your name. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. I know, there's so much power here. Yeah, the goat for real, honestly. But thank you so much, Jonadorian. I really do appreciate it.
Jonadorian 5 gifted a tier 1
Thank you. Thank you. God, we're gonna be listening to the ows for a minute. Sorry about it. Ow! 56709.
Jonadorian 5 gifted a tier 1 sub to Black Hughes of
Ow! 56709. Yeah, it's a lot of ows. Sorry, I was looking at chat and took some damage. Oops. It's okay.
Jonadorian 5 gifted a tier 1 sub to Ash VT.
Okay, I think we're safe. I think we're safe. I think we're safe from the woos. Oop. But thank you so much. I genuinely am... I'm in awe. I forgot words. That's how in awe I am. I forgot what words were. Would you perish? Also, thank you so much. Oh my god. Oh my god, Gore. Thank you for the gifted sub. Dawn, enjoy your emotes. Not Gore gifting subs as well. Thank you so much. Also, thank you for the hype train. Jesus. There's so many hype trains, so many awoos. So much is going on. Shit is crazy right now. Oh my god. I'm like struggling to keep track and still like be a streamer. I have to be a content creator even when you guys buy me things. I still must focus. I must play the game. Oh god, I love this area so much. Like, are the bosses in this area a pain in my ass from time to time? Oh my god, yes. Absolutely. But the music.
Look what we have here.
Yes! Okay, sorry, I got a Death Defiance back. We're good. The fact that the music gets louder as you get closer to the boss room.
Fish.
God, it's so good! The music getting louder as you reach the boss room is just so good. Also, I've been upgrading. Oh, it's so beautiful. I've been uploading all of my VODs onto YouTube. For those of you who want to hear them. Or if you ever miss a stream, all my VODs end up on YouTube. Just so you're aware. However, the VOD for this did get copyright striked because the song that plays during the boss fight is apparently copywritten and they haven't fixed that yet. It's fine because like I don't make money off YouTube. I just do it just for y'all. So the copyright strikes don't do anything. For me at least, because my YouTube account isn't monetized. So the fact that it's like copyright strike doesn't like have any negative impact on my channel really. It's just really funny. Oh my god. A level 3 hype train. Oh my god. I'm in awe, genuinely. I don't know what to say. That's fucking insane to me. Y'all are the best. I love y'all. I love you guys. Yeah, I do it for the fans. I don't like calling y'all fans. That seems weird to me. I do it for the culture. You guys are the culture. No! Die. I do it for the boners. I'm more like an insect or a parasite. I can believe that, honestly, Dawn, because you're definitely not human. I don't really know how to properly describe Dawn, but human is not one of the words I would use, I don't think.
Jump.
Oh, fuck me. Oh boy. Yeah, Dawn is more like a concept. Very true. The concept of what? Also not 100% sure. All I can say for a fact is I'm not sure if Dawn's even real. You know, so... we're gonna go for that. And we're just gonna... we'll take another Apollo.
Here's the gold.
I know you're expecting me, Sunshine, but my glorious stepmother, the Queen, would like a word. This instant. So
Oh.
I'd better step aside, all right?
You see, my dear, there are yet those
Damn.
upon Olympus who show their queen the proper deference. Seek not only love of your subjects, make them a bit afraid instead.
We always take a duo. That's the scary part. I feel like if I'm not real, maybe AI could replace me without anyone noticing. Maybe. All right, time for my favorite boss fight.
Oh, you keep trying to kill me, lady. The former sea nymph side of me says just forget it and move on. But I don't like to listen to her anymore.
You were a sea nymph at one point?
That you don't listen to yourself explains a lot. I know better than to try and kill an Oceanid, former or not. I just...
Skilla!
Hear that, gals? I distinctly heard the lady say, I need you there. Oh, our art changes lives.
Skilla! My journey is coming back. See the sirens with me. Where were you? It's fuck it up, Jetty! Where were you? Oh shit! There it is. Drummer's dead! Or guitarist. Oh, and there goes Scylla. Cersei was jealous of her? Yeah. Not anymore. I'm getting better at that fight. I will say, singing the song while doing the fight definitely does help. Because I'm over here like da 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 da.
Come on out. To firmer ground.
Dangerous keepsake, why?
Look for the markers.
I have a good keepsake. What are you talking about? Yeah, Cersei was the one who cursed her. You're correct. Cersei is such a good name. Gore, if we have another daughter, can we name her Cersei? It's like a rhythm game? Yeah, kind of.
Follow the golden petal path.
Oh yeah, we will.
Find the bow.
Oh, thank you so much for the 1 bit. You absolutely did get a gifted sub, and I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy your emotes. We can talk about it. I don't hate the name. Oh fuck yes, I'm a winner. Did y'all hear that? I win. Gore said yes.
option cleared. Fine work as always.
All right. The hell is this? Oh. Would you stop throwing those? Ow! I really don't appreciate it.
That was all of them.
Alright, we got Hera. We're gonna take the extra health. Yeah, shout out to Daedalus for leaving his hammers around for just anybody to have. Stop it.
Show me the way.
Alright, we're gonna take the extra health first. Come on, you! You work for me now. Good job, little man. I love that I can just make these bitches work for me. It's so good for me. God, these maps are so fucking big. Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna fuck with that. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. This is my new least favorite area. Everything here sucks.
Incoming. In the name of Hades.
No, I still fucking hate Asphodel. But this is my least favorite area, like, right in this fucking game so far. Y'all can mind your own business.
Miasma.
Don't touch it. Ooh. You, however, need that, so. Hope you don't mind. Alright, let's go visit Echo. Fun fact, Echo is the name of my first child. So, I will always go visit Echo when given the opportunity.
It's only me. Who are you, may I ask?
I will always go visit Echo when I see her, because that's the name of my first child. Oh, she's still a sketch, but she's still so beautiful.
Well, I can sense you're of no danger to me, so... I am Melinoe. Family business down in Tartarus. And you are... Do I hear an echo? I am Echo.
You were right, Gore. It is Echo. Ah. I can replace all death defiances. Thank you, Echo. She just replaced all my death defies. What a fucking champ. I love that for me. Oh, fucking the werewolves! Oh my god, Nemesis, what the fuck are you doing out here again? I mean, these werewolves are fine.
A golden bough.
They're more obnoxious than anything else. Look at her little sprite! Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Yes.
Hi, Nim.
Moonlight guide us and all.
Well, look who. Also lost here in these fields, I guess. Trade you a map or something if I had one, but you wouldn't have been able to afford it, so I'd use it to get out of here myself.
All
A
right.
map would be of any use, as these pathways seem to shift from night to night. I've been able to make use of the golden boughs scattered about at least. What about you?
The golden boughs. Had no idea those did anything but look all sad. Guess I should have paid better attention when the headmistress was droning on and on over that cauldron.
Ooh. Oh, I don't have enough. You give her 217 and she'll give you...
No.
Suit yourself.
I didn't know Nemesis would offer you anything here. I thought she just showed up and took shit from you. Because that's usually what this...
My cans.
God, the fucking Lycaons.
Where was I?
Alright, let's just get what we need and get the fuck over to Cerberus. Because, Cerberus is gonna kick my ass again, so...
Thorns hurt. Chronos so loves his gold.
I'll also take this magic just because I need it. But... if Nemesis asked me for 300 gold coins, I would find 300 gold coins, you know? Yeah. I feel you. But still. No, I'm not gonna grab the free nectar. I get enough.
Gone all this way, my lord. I draw you down, O moon.
I get enough bones for it to not really be needed.
The glimmer of the golden coins that Charon takes from you. It is far too much like the light of day, which likewise I can stand only so long.
Well, you know.
Your choice. The Twilight Curse is yours to use.
Thank you.
Thus we are bound.
Death to Chronos.
Yeah, so... I got a bolt. I've never played Risk of Rain. I probably should at some point, though. Alright, time to deal with this fucked up dog again. You're not? I am. Motherfucker hits like a fucking tank. Ow. Fucking asshole. Pain in my fucking ass, this one. Ugh. No, don't. Did I have enough to grab Apollo? I didn't even notice. Ow. Ugh. I didn't notice, you're right. I feel like this fucking dog takes forever. I'll be back and you'll probably still be fighting the dog. God, I hate that you're right. Ba-da-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Oh, that does 34 fucking damage. You've got to be fucking kidding me. I genuinely don't know how people have beaten him yet. Every time somebody shows up in chat and says they've beaten him, I'm like, I don't think you're lying to me. But I don't know how you're not either. Just gonna take that. Oh, God. Ow. Stop, stop, stop. Leave me alone. Oh my fucking god. Oh, he can resist that. The more you learn. Bro has so much health, he is cheating. It definitely does feel like it. Oh my god. Oh, fuck me. Fuck! Alright. That guy fucking sucks. Fuck that guy.
Can't see through his rage. He needs our help, Chronos.
Yeah, well, Cerberus is getting sent to the pound. Oh, what are y'all two talking about?
So I say, begone, accursed witch. I have occupied this grove for eons, long before your pitiable tent came to rest upon it.
Oh, hey, Mel.
Thank you for the pet! Yeah, he is a wall. It is so true.
I see the two of you have met. Lord Moros. Dora speaks the truth as always. She's been here longer than I have, if you can believe it.
I can indeed, for I know an old soul when I see one. It's a pleasure to meet you, Dora.
He's so
Do let me know if I can be of
sweet!
service in some way.
Oh, I love him.
Down on it, Horns. Now then, I bid your leave. Farewell.
Farewell.
She's kind, I promise. What's up?
Eris, you said before that
I
you
also
didn't
want to
know
climb
Thomas.
him. I want to climb
did you
him
mean
so
by
bad.
that?
Didn't mean your family, that's for sure. Come on, look at yourself. You've never lived a day in your life. That heart beating in your chest, you think it's only there to pump your blood. Just another muscle.
Yeah, those antlers
Heart's
are to be
is a
held.
muscle. And so what if I never lived a day? I'm more of a night person. What, should I be out feasting when Olympus is in peril and the underworld in utter disarray?
Maybe. But you just want everything nice and orderly and predictable and boring.
No.
That's not true.
You sure?
Okay, so I do clean up after Eris every time she shows up. Only because you can use her trash and spells. So.
Gained your strength, I see.
Hi, Mom.
The family portrait in my tent. I have been thinking on it more and more. I never asked you where you got it from.
It would be stranger if you did, for the answer ought to be obvious, though you would know the circumstances.
Yes, headmistress, if you please. I know it was a time you would never wish to revisit, but it's important to me.
Of that I have no doubt. When Chronos stormed your father's house, I fled with but three things. Hypnos, because he was there. That family portrait, which pulled at my heart. And you.
I'm sorry. Hypnos, because he was there. Like, yeah, he was.
Only the three?
I had but an instant, and I am threefold.
No.
Oh, come, Melenoi, you need not influence me with such gifts.
Hypnos is
We
going to
have
be
a
very
task.
useful later.
Let us
Maybe.
stay focused on it.
You have taught me to apply myself to many things at once, headmistress.
Oh my god.
Meaning to try this?
Okay.
Power to create.
Yay! Yay! Okay, so now I can see. Ooh, I can offer for Odysseus? Okay. What is that? They're like fish? Dora can come with me to the hot springs? Hold on. Hold on, I just learned that Dora can come with me to the hot springs. We gotta get Dora in the hot springs. Dora! Dora, I know you're here. We'll do it next time then. Hey, Charon, what's up?
It's a pity we've so little opportunity to speak, Lord Charon. Though I'm grateful to be seeing you.
You can make a grilled cheese on those abs? Please don't.
Moonlight, guide us. Something for me?
Charon learned his brothers were around and rolled up real quick. I one of each, it's fine, no biggie. Nim's not back yet.
I once was desperate to hear the siren's song. I barely resisted their temptations. Of course, I was merely mortal.
True.
Perhaps you're less susceptible to their allure.
Probably.
Perhaps. At any rate, I fail to see the appeal. Although, it's possible the sirens were better off without Scylla. She seems rather bossy.
She's a menace. God half a dozen of my crew actually a separate set of teeth for each of the poor lads. We'd little choice but to pray to the gods and sail on. Tell her hello for me.
I love, oh, she's a menace.
Did the gods answer your call at least?
For the most part.
My man said, yeah. Hot springs with me
I
now.
was just thinking nothing clears the mind like a...
Look, I do love a good hot bath, even whilst dead. And I'm not one to say no to goddesses, so... why not?
Hell yeah! Bath, 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 bath! Bath, 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 bath! We have to take a bath with the Dilf.
My eyes are properly averted.
God!
I swear.
He is so pretty. Dilf, 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 Dilf!
Would mortals often bathe, Odysseus?
Oh, well, most of them would bathe from time to time, though seldomly together like this.
Oh.
Men with women. It could be untoward.
That's fine.
I see. We gods have no such shame, I realize. Have I made you uncomfortable?
Me? No, goddess, of course not, no. In fact, I've bathed with goddesses before. It's been a little while.
That's fair, Odysseus.
As long as it's
Sorry. We're good. I'll stop barking at this grown-ass man. Please let me bathe with Hypnos when he wakes up.
Relaxed, I'd say.
Please let me bathe with Hypnos when he wakes up.
Ready to come out? Hail, Shades. Our fight is just getting started.
The familiars still haven't come back yet. Disrespectful looks only.
Care in the world.
Very true.
What's this?
Ooh. Okay.
All in the mind.
I just used all of that and I needed it for the last upgrade. I'm not the smartest.
The lovers. Concentrate.
Ooh. Yes, you can.
I see it now.
Walk with me. I got the power of God and anime on my side. And Cyan, thank you so much for the raid. Hello. Gore, could you give them a shout out for me, please?
Very well.
Hello, Raiders. How are y'all? How was your stream? Was it good? Have a good time? I sure hope you did. I need a shovel.
This one.
You guys were playing Dead Cells? Ooh, is that fun? I've never played. I don't even think I know what it is. Actually, now that I am thinking about it. But was it fun? Did you have a good time? I sure hope so. Also, hi Raiders. Welcome to the Dog Pound. My name is Peach. My name's actually Tragedy, but everybody just calls me Peach. We are playing the Hades 2. We are playing the Hades 2. Goddamn. Early access. Getting used to doing some stuff. Trying some stuff out. Press dash or hold to sprint. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna be so real with you. This is sped it up. But I still don't care for it, Gore. It's still not fast enough for me. But we'll try it. It's great. It's a roguelike. Okay, well, I love roguelike, so I'll definitely have to check it out then.
Make this count.
For sure. But I hope you had a good stream. Raiders, please take some time to go eat, drink, rest, whatever you need to do, including you, Cyan. And thank you so much for coming by.
Put the Titans in their place, though. He went down into your underworld, and I drifted away like a spark from a flame.
Attacks inflict scorch. We'll grab that for the book. That's not awful. It's a little slower than I care for, but it's not awful. Yes, you've got to play Hades. It is so much fun. Oh my god! Back-to-back raids! Oh my god! Muffin Megs! How are you? Hello! How was your stream? Gore, can I please get a shout out from Muffin? I hope you had a good one. What were you playing?
Ooh.
Hello, hello. Hi. Oh, also Hades 2. Hell yeah. Did you have a good time? I hope you had a good time. I hope you made it as far as you were hoping you would. Hello, Raiders. I just introduced myself, but I will do it again. My name is Tragedy. Everybody just calls me Peach. I am a cyberpunk VTuber. I'm a cyberpunk dog girl VTuber. I primarily play roguelikes, but I will also pretty much just play anything that catches my fancy, which includes games like Stardew Valley. I was real into Grocery Store Simulator for a little bit. Made it very far, but not far enough. That's so fair. I can't seem to get past Cerberus, so I'm fighting for my life. But Raiders, grab yourself some water, grab your meds, grab some food. Take a rest if you need to. Thank you for dropping by, though. I'm getting it Saturday, otherwise I'll play it before stream, and I'm dying. Damn. Just let me in! Just start rattling.
The sacred bond.
I'm gonna go for Aphrodite. Yeah, we're trying our best to make it as far as possible, but feel free to come in. Take a load off. Have a great one. Do whatever feels right. Thank you so much for the follow, Muffin. Welcome to the Dog Pound. You are now a permanent member of the Dog Pound. I hope you enjoy your stay. Hi, Kay. How are you?
You must have visited the springs once more.
I did.
That refreshing glow about you, love. I wonder with whom you've been bathing. I'm sure little birdie shall inform me soon enough.
Yeah, if you want to keep your balls, avoid the bet. How are you doing today, Kay?
Beautiful.
Alright, oh my fucking god, die. You ever considered dying? Thank you.
What's in the well this time?
Alright, let's go. Tired and hangry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing okay. I'm also tired, but like I've been ridiculously tired for 2 weeks straight. Like I have not...
Always use more.
For whatever reason, I've been like so tired for the last 2 weeks. It's not even funny. It's like I'm fighting to stay awake all the time, and then at night when it's time to go to bed, I can't sleep. It's fucking ridiculous. So I feel you. Ma'am, why do you just have these hanging around?
You seem distant, Arachne. Is everything all right? Is this about my aiding the Olympians?
Wait, what do you mean you're aiding the Olympians? I thought...
Same difference, isn't it? A mutual exchange. Like a friendship.
Well, you know all about the gods, more than I. But it seems...
Damn, I've upset her! Oh no, I've upset her. I hate upsetting her. I'm avoiding the boss here. I don't like the boss here.
Should have enough.
Nemesis, what are you taking?
Alright. Get in line. I was here first.
And there she goes.
Yes, Lord Charon. You'll have what gold I may find.
She upsets me more than anything else, I think. She's a pain in my ass on a good day. Just be a bear? What does that mean? Oh, we've upset Arachne. I hate knowing that I've upset her. Yeah, the axe does break those shields real nice. That is true. Yeah, it is an insta-break. I can't deny that. That is very nice. Yeah, it's pretty handy. If you do it right, it's pretty handy. Gore does know a lot about being a bear. That is very true. Hey, son of a bitch. Up. Heavy weapons are good. I don't like how slow they are personally, but that's just a me thing.
A death cap.
I need more magic, so we'll go that way. Oh, the bear, the man. Oh, yeah. I know that.
Bearing down on me with that gigantic moonstone.
Yeah, I also would love.
That one.
I also would love an axe or a giant weapon that would be light as hell.
The other arms, but having an axe that...
Well, much as I hate to inconvenience you, I must. Although that monstrous...
Oh, I don't have my skelly. I forgot to grab my skelly thing. How unfortunate. I forgot to grab my second Death Defy. Not the one I... God fucking damn it. Cheap time. Yeah, I'll grab it at the midway. It's time for me to be a sheep, so, you know. It is bad. Bad as fuck.
These spoils. May they strengthen your...
Some cinder.
Thanks, Mommy. Ooh, there's some food in there. I'm just collecting seeds because I need some, but that was nice. Hey, Gramps. You say Chronos like he's not always here.
The goddess of the hearth has blessed you now. There is no flame which time cannot extinguish soon enough.
Yeah, whatever. Ooh, yes, we'll take that. Absolutely will. Absolutely will take a Chaos Gate that does not take any health. Real quick.
Gently now.
Sorry, I was busy digging. Uh-huh. Oh! I was wondering what I'd be able to do with that. Okay.
Should try this at the cauldron.
Hell yes. We'll grab that. Okay, I'm gonna be slow as hell, but it's fine.
And those spiders get around.
Yeah, I'm double slow, but it's fine. For the 40% less boon usage, it is completely fine. Ooh, and then we're gonna... I'm gonna go ahead and go for Narcissus.
Man, you are so... Oh, know what I mean?
A lotus flower.
Yeah. Stop talking to yourself, bud.
Suitors.
Narcissus, how did you discover this place anyhow? I'd not expected to have a friendly chat along the outskirts of the underworld.
He kind of looks like he walks up the set of Hasbin Hotel. That's true.
After I died, I got stuck in Asphodel for a while. Way too dry. So once the underworld opened up, I swam straight here, where it's cool.
That's so valid. Okay. Flowers. Palm slice. I'm taking it for the palm slice alone.
Have a great day.
Thanks. Ooh, and now I have to do the boss. I fucking hate the boss for this, but it's fine.
You ought to have stayed below.
All right. Ow! The boss for this area sucks dicks.
Took me for simple prey.
Yeah, chaos is fine as hell.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Alright. Alright, and we get...
I sure could use your aid.
I need the health more. I guess I'll take these.
A brief respite awaits.
Oh, I win. Taking the extra health. I'm gonna once again take more health. I know Daedalus Hammer, but I don't have any. Huh. Winning route? Maybe. This very well could be the winning route, truly.
Enough.
She's for the likes of Nemesis, not for a goddess of modest proportion. Ah, so this is Nemesis's. Or Nemesis at least thinks it's hers. I'm not sure if I should take another Chaos Gate, but I'm gonna ask to.
No gold, no
Shit, shouldn't have asked to. Any of y'all got money in there? She really does think everything is hers. Fucking insanity. Okay. Please don't make me be slow in this fight. Hula, what happened? Are you on your way to the hospital for work or because something happened to you? Comeback door!
Last time yet. I don't know, am I going to have to tell Jetty and Roxy to play their...
We are Skilla and the Servants!
All right.
I don't think so.
Cause tonight you're gonna run. Oh, when she screams, the music stops. Ooh, Skilla's featured. That's new. Oh, excuse me, Skilla. God, being slow here is not good for me. You can't keep saying everybody looks like they just came from Has-Been Hotel.
Keep practicing.
God, I did so bad. I wasted both of my death defies. Ugh, that speed though really fucks me up.
The very bottom of the sea.
I don't have enough money.
You.
Me? Don't worry about it. Echo got you. She better get me because I'm struggling. Oh yeah, she's cool as hell.
One step at a time. Why not?
Do not slow me down again, sir. I will cry. Ooh, there's an ore here.
Some sort of seed.
I will enjoy, thank you.
Will of chaos.
We'll go for that.
Something's changed in me.
Oh, there's a fucking boss!
the ancient and obscure originator of creation.
Whatever. Yes, Chaos does just let you skip a floor.
Oh, don't you hiss at me.
Girl, they're gonna hiss at you. Bitch, be so for real right now. I think Chaos does just let you skip a floor though, yes.
Sorcery at best.
Oh, untold aeons ago, infinity yawned wide, and from that chaos sprang forth night and darkness, and the deepest reaches of our world. All else sooner or later followed, desire, the sea, and so on. At that single point of origin remains, ever watching, all living things in the end are one family. Huh. Pretty dope.
Hear me, on my authority. Feeling. Oh.
Oh, Echo! Echo! Save me!
Echo, is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? It's me, all right, Echo. I don't know how come you've been assisting me, but I'm a long way from home and could use all the help I can get going farther. Help going farther.
Thank you. Thank you, Echo. Much love.
Look for the golden petals on the ground.
The Rock is here!
I can still fight. In the name of Hades. Very well.
That's magic. I don't need that.
Something for me.
Yeah. I need health, however. Yeah, they melt you. Oh, great. Fuck! Yeah, these guys are a pain in the ass.
The dead Gratifiera should be resting easy in your father's care, but Gramps shut it all down, flung open the underworld's gates, and here we are. If I were dead, I'd be mad too.
Let's pick up the pace.
Hey, I need this health if you don't mind.
Knife.
Thanks.
I've prizes left to claim.
Oh yeah, Hermes speaks the way I speak.
Still think you can beat me?
Oh, you gonna help me, Nim?
Got the blade of the underworld. Won't be needing your help here. Thanks. There they are.
Then let's go. Smackers.
You little.
Haha.
Too slow.
Look, I'm not saying let Nim do all the work, but I am saying just play a void and let Nim do all the work. However, if I do that, she's gonna take all my fucking money.
Come on.
Ah, looks like she's taking all my money anyways.
Fair is fair.
Adequate.
Oh, you brought the evil eye I gave to you. How sweet. Make your enemies regret messing with you.
I'm certain our foes will get what's coming. This eye, though, it almost looks alive. Not using it to spy on me, are you?
A slutty femboy flash. Oh my god.
See enough of you as it is. Now get out of here before that eye does anything to me.
I gotta hustle because if I don't hustle, fuck! Oh, we're gonna fight.
I haven't much right now.
Yeah, I'm fucked, bud. Charon, please.
May moonlight guide you.
Charon, I have to fight this fucking dog, and I have no health. Charon! Charon! His name is just the Greek version of Karen.
Don't take your sorrow out on me.
Oh, fuck me. I will say I am doing more damage this time around. But he does so much more. Hi, Acids! I wanted to say sup. Sup! It's alright. I totally understand not wanting spoilers, so I get it. Just get good, lock in. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Blasted beast.
That didn't happen. Where the fuck is... Oh, no. This is not a conversation I think we want to be having.
And there she is. Shouldn't you be halfway down to Tartarus by now?
Yeah, I was.
Princess, thank the fates you're well. Nemesis and I, we were just catching up. She's told me a lot about you.
Are you two, like, close?
Oh, great. I can imagine. Though, you never
Bye,
told me about your
Acids!
brother,
Thanks for
Nemesis.
coming.
Got a lot of brothers. What's to tell? Never a good sign when he shows up.
You do have a lot of brothers.
I'm afraid she's right.
I mean, don't let her be mean to you about it. Uh-oh, we're all just having conversations today, huh?
The tactician brings ill tidings with an optimistic bent. Fine. And what news from the men of the Isles, if any yet survive?
According to my confidants, they've all sworn in with Chronos, I'm afraid.
Damn.
Mortals, they often want whatever they don't have. Another golden age.
Damn.
The promise of one.
'Tis a lie that spares their betrayal rather than a promise. They shall perish then, by the wrath of the gods.
And then their wretched souls shall hound us with renewed vengefulness. I've witnessed endless wars before, madam. So have you gods. How can we stop this?
We cannot. Melinoi, however. Certainly you can, correct?
I can and shall.
I'll do my best.
Through the knowledge of almighty chaos, I can see into the void.
Oh, I had everything I needed.
As ancient chaos beckoned me to say,
I'm sorry, I'll go confide in the frog.
I shall obey.
So mote it be.
I'll go confide in the frog. Hold on. I died again.
Well, that was a decidedly unhappy place, wasn't it?
Anyways. Okay, still can't get in through there.
Our cauldron.
Ooh. Need driftwood and wool. I have to go up for that. Probably have to go up for garlic too. Well, shit. Looks like I'm gonna have to go up.
Power to create. This'll take a little while.
Well, Nemesis is over there, and Odysseus is over there, and
Live and thrive.
everyone's talking, but nobody's talking about the stuff I care about.
Moonlight guide you, Shades.
No, my love.
Sleep well.
Still not awake.
Oh.
What sorcery has touched the pitch black stone?
Don't worry about it. I will be scrying it if you'll give me one moment.
The arms of night. I need more than I have.
Any more bronze? Silver. Okay.
How about the pick? Draw greater power from the silver pool.
Oh, dang.
I don't know what this is.
Infinite possibilities.
Chaos trials are an alternate optional way to pursue your task. Each trial will equip you with a certain loadout and other twists. Oh, Oh! Successfully clear Chaos Trials to earn Stardust, which is used in the Cauldron to brew powerful resources that will let you unlock the potential of your Arcana cards or bond with your animal familiars. Beware the eyes. The more eyes you see, the tougher the Chaos Trials. Mmm. Let's try one.
I see what needs to be done.
I'll try one.
I feel unstoppable.
Our trial thus begins. Your usage of the pitch black standing stone enables me to temporarily emerge from my abyss, and I thank you for that. I can observe more clearly both the outcome of your trial and all else.
Oh. Yeah, we need familiars. You're correct.
Siren followers.
Yes.
So that's where they ended up.
They'll drown.
Yeah, familiars would be a game changer, so we definitely need to be working on that.
Vanquished. Yes.
Yeah, we absolutely do need a familiar. That would be a huge game changer. Jesus Christ, bitches.
There.
I'll take.
Not a chance.
I bid you shine for me again tonight.
I felt a weight drawing me toward the crossroads recently, and realized it was the pitch black stone. So, please make your choice.
Alright, let's see. Oh, I have to do this? Alright.
Shadow Spiller.
Alright, let's see.
Informed us. Informed me. Whilst you grew supple and strong in the witch's care.
It.
Yep. I had nothing to do with that, Grants. Yeah, take that up with the witch. There we go.
When Artemis first told me about you, I couldn't help but think of Demeter. She couldn't.
Not moonlight, that's for sure.
Deal more damage till you take damage. That's not bad. Unless I take damage right off the bat, in which case.
Fair trade.
I dropped your boatman there appreciates that the smooth.
I did encounter her, my lord, and I thank the fate Seleni's light is visible in Erebus.
Okay.
And you as well.
I'm like trying to process my thoughts.
Splinter apart.
I've discovered my least favorite enemies in this game are the fucking screamers.
Feeling fine.
Take another boon, I think.
A boon.
Lose health? Yeah.
Hit me then.
Also, partially because I owe you a gift. I haven't gifted you anything yet.
If you'll permit me, Almighty Chaos, I wish you to have this gift of nectar in accordance with my.
I shall grant you this wish and the freedom to bestow upon me further gifts as you see fit.
Whatever this is.
Transcendent
it's remarkable, truly.
embryo?
By the will of chaos.
Sir? He gave me a baby. Yeah, he sure did. They gave me a baby. I'm a baby mama. I've been a baby mama.
Couldn't send you off to deal with Gramps before you were ready. You must have hated having to wait. I know I do.
I'm sorry. You call her heck?
Here we go.
He's so sweet.
Breathe.
I'm breathing. Are you breathing?
Particular objective to achieve here, haven't you?
A trial on top of a trial. This is one of the infinite possible.
It's very much disquieting to know the choice. The all-consuming flame.
Can I get out of the fire, please?
Selene, smite you.
Please don't.
Return to me, sisters.
Personally, I would appreciate not being smoten. Personal preference. I know. Oh god. Fuck! Yep. I love being a sheep, mummy. Yes, mummy. I love being a sheep. It makes me so happy, mother. Yeah, I'm taking in the sheepium for real, for real.
Well fought. And may the fates be...
There. Experiment complete?
Trial cleared. Time to go home. Damn!
Turn to shadow now.
I'm sorry. The fact that when you complete a trial, chaos just kills you is really funny. He said, "Pop."
Chaos trial, check.
That man just pops you.
These chaos trials. We're not changing reality too much, are we, Chronos?
No, he really doesn't. Just fucking pops your ass.
Oh, hey. Hey, what happened? You look weird or something, I don't know. We're not too long. Took someone to the woods.
No, Dora. Though I don't think I can sufficiently...
That's true. I did say
You know the pitch black
time to go
stone?
home, and they did bring me home.
The purple rock can do things, you say. You know what? I don't even...
Anytime?
You want to come take a bath with me?
Say, Dora, would you mind accompanying me over to the baths?
I want to see what
I
this
hate
looks
to think
like.
They aren't haunted.
Do I want to float aimlessly in some near boiling water? Do I ever? What are we waiting for?
Hell yeah! I didn't realize. I love that you could do this with Dora. You're such a sweetie.
Wonder if I was ever shy about this kind
Aww,
of stuff.
look at her big paws. He's got big old ghost paws.
You still can sense something of the water's warmth, can't you, Dora?
Well, I can see all the steam rising, which I associate with warmth, so I guess it kind of tricks me into thinking warm thoughts.
Oh, she's so
That doesn't
cute.
sound so bad. Though you do remember what warmth was like then, from your mortal days?
Not really, no.
Oh.
She's so sweet. Oh, she's adorable. I love her. I'm love her.
Well, that was basically like floating around in your tent, though I appreciate it nonetheless.
Oh, Moros isn't here.
There's something new here. Looks like I did it.
Complete 5. Raise any aspect. Upgrade 3 Arcana cards. Well, I already did one of those, but okay. Eris, where's your brother? He's the only one of y'all I care to see.
Ugh.
You really want to know the way things used to be, Trouble? Think about everything that gets you to come out of your tent night after night. Gets you fired up. What comes to mind?
Sure. Those I care about are counting on me. And I wish to learn.
Inspiring. Now imagine having everything you want. So you're left wanting nothing at all.
No, I can't imagine that. So everyone besides you was self-indulgent and unmotivated.
You don't get it. Fine.
Denied.
Well, she'll get it eventually, Eris.
Fiercely fought.
Thanks, Mom.
That pitch black stone in our training grounds. I've sensed it ever since your incantation. The subtle influence of chaos on this realm.
Our goals are intertwined. When I gaze upon the stone, I begin...
Those paths and possibilities are real, like as not, as are the splendors that await should you indulge our primordial benefactor. There always is uncertainty where chaos is concerned.
Valid.
Yet I trust that Nyx's parent is an ally, not a threat.
I love that they are called
I trust
parents.
so too.
It makes me very happy. Alright, we need to refill on some nectar and bath salts. Thank you, sir. I don't need ashes.
So just how much trouble are you in for mouthing
Damn.
off to Headmistress Nem? That was utterly disrespectful, even for you.
Well, looks like I've got a lot more guard duty ahead of me. But it was worth it.
The way her waist is snatched, man.
It figures you have no ability to distinguish between basic courtesy and what you call sucking up.
You're just a tool to her, you know.
We all are.
You've known Headmistress quite a while, haven't you? Where did you meet? I always wanted to ask.
He said, I don't care. I love women that are mean to me.
All I can say is that I was alone.
That all sounds very figurative.
I was. She told me she could grant me a new life.
A good while, I'm sure.
Alright, I gotta harvest. 1 minute, I gotta harvest. It's very important to me. Gore's just like me, for real. I love a woman that hates me. He really do be that way.
Not a care in the world.
He really, really do be that way. Alright, I'm gonna go head up, because I need bronze. Unfortunately.
What secrets lie within?
We're gonna try the axe again.
This way this time.
Do you get self-worth from staring at boobs? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know how you circumvented the curse that bound you to the underworld, young lady, but
Huh, interesting. I've never seen these guys this high up. Usually they're further in. I mean, I'm not gonna complain, but... Zeus, your father's younger brother who took Olympus after deposing his own father, Chronos. He has a few checks on his power. We are one of them. Have we not given Zeus... Oh, we haven't given Zeus an offering yet.
Few entrances into the underworld.
Well, I guess we're gonna give one.
You again.
Hey, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. Why's your ass out? Why's your ass out?
Be gone from here.
Gonna be pissed off about that? Oh, look.
To mighty Uncle Zeus, vanquisher of Titans.
We're offering it to him now.
it seems the time to make me offerings. All the more reason I appreciate the gesture, niece. And per the custom of our...
You are most
Cloud
generous, Lord
bangle.
Uncle.
Hmm. Oh, these dead people.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Oh, yes, I need that.
Got it.
I need so much of that, so we're probably gonna be doing some stuff up here for a little bit.
Just squeeze on through.
You.
Oh.
That's rich.
Hi, Hercules.
Word of advice, sister. Stay out of my bloody way. Liable to get hurt.
Alright.
And tell whomever sent you that I work alone.
Did your dad send you? Hercules, yeah, we've not met Hercules yet, but seems like he's not super happy that we're here. He doesn't seem like he's happy that we're here at all, actually. It seems like he... Oh god, his music's good though, the drums? Hi, I'm good, how are you? Hercules, more like Huncules. Oh god, yeah, no, I would. Thank you for the bet.
Your threat is duly noted, son of Zeus. I'm headed for the docks, but understand this city's sealed shut.
then you understand you ought to turn back.
Damn.
This town is dead. It doesn't let the living pass.
Tired, hungry, and gotta piss, but I'm on the bus. Oh, that's the worst.
I'm daughter of Hades. The dead shall answer to me. They may just need a little encouragement.
Try all you like, but remember you were warned.
Hi, handsome. Can I give you— God, he's so tall! I'm dick-sucking height on this man! Are you so for real? Holy shit. Holy shit.
Need a quick overview.
Alright, what do we got? Alright. I know what we'll do. First things first, we're gonna go for the health.
Fix the barrier, did they?
40 minutes to go. Oh no. Or take the health first and foremost.
A sign of Chronos. That pylon's powering the barrier out there. Death to Chronos. Shades, I release you.
Perish. And then you can go in these rooms. You fight more, but it gives you more goodies. You can also bum rush it if you don't want to be bothered. But it gives you like money. So if you're low on money, which I currently am, and you'll need that, so.
The seeing eye bats have returned.
Of course they have. All right. Let's go for Daedalus Hammer next. All right. Now we destroy this, and it will help us destroy everything else. And then, yeah, more goodies is always good. Especially if you know you're not gonna take too much damage. Maybe with this axe I'll actually be able to fucking kill the Cyclops. Ooh.
You feel that, Zorafet?
I always forget Zorfet is the name of the weapon. And I was like, who the fuck is she talking to right now? Alright. Anyways.
It's done.
Up your max magic. Head on out. Four more pylons, so we'll take...
Something's changed.
Ah, nothing important. Ow, knocking me into the fire, you fucking asshole. There we go.
There he is.
Release the shades. I don't think there's anywhere else for me to go over here, so put on out.
The barrier's weakening.
Get some health back. Welcome back, Dawn. How are you? We are in the above world now. We are headed up to Mount Olympus. Mostly just because I have things that I need. Been helping with my brother's coursework. Oh, how's that been?
You sprang forth from underneath that gloom onto our world's surface, have you, Flower? Have you
All right. Doing music, so you have to submit 20 minutes of composition. I'm not really doing much more than listening and telling them that it's good. Hey, sometimes we need that though. So, honestly, you don't understand just how important that is, really. Alright, we're gonna take some Aphrodite. Very good.
Sweetness.
Yeah, 20 minutes is a lot, though. That's true.
Upon the surface here, that is. I thought you.
That's a feeling there.
You have much to learn from her at some point. She is more than she appears. For instance, she is much older than most of the others on her mountain, and yet she holds fast to her carefree look and spirit. Man, I hope that people can say that about me when I'm old. Free power up. Not gonna complain about that. Oh, I just realized I don't have the right boon. Shit. I need my second death to 5. Oh well. I kind of just booked ass up here without thinking.
Should put a dent into that barrier.
There we go.
Lost too much blood.
Yeah, we're not doing great.
Hear me. On my
I've done
authority.
better. I know that was probably a bad one to take, but a girl can hope.
Nowhere to go but out.
A girl can hope that
lovely.
Chiron has something good for me.
Doomed city at it.
Oh, and he does.
Vitality.
To think my blessing could be had for a mere...
What? That's crazy. How high can you level that up from?
Thunderous power. You've sailed far from your usual course, boatman.
That's insane. How high can you get that percentage, I wonder? I don't think it works for big bosses.
Just when I thought I had you last time, you gave me the slip.
You'll soon have many.
Yeah, it's like every roll.
How about you promise me the meat on your... Soften you up a bit.
Oh shit.
It's no use.
Oh shit. I can't do that. I need my second death defy. I could probably do it if I actually got my second death defy though. He hits hard.
Oh, ate me alive back there.
You have to avoid all of his hits.
Damn it, Chronos. I can't do this. What if I can't do this?
I did better than I did last time, so we'll try again.
Heracles? The great...
Not really, but I hear...
I encountered
Heracles?
him. He's as big as they say. That much is sure.
Well, you thought wrong, my friend.
Hi.
Princess,
Man like hurt.
Officially, I cannot condone your actions.
What?
Your visits to the surface violate the terms the fates set for your father's lineage.
Oh.
And you invite whichever consequences they see fit.
God, I want to climb that man.
Yes, but unofficially, Lord Moros? If you'll permit yourself to speak of it this once. Or are we limited to candid conversations only when I'm on the verge of death?
Our conversations are most definitely more secure that way. But unofficially, I am amazed by your accomplishment.
May the fates forgive my transgressions.
Likewise.
Beth? Beth?
I was thinking about a visit to the hot spring.
Beth?
Respectfully, Princess, I've passed...
Damn! What do you want from me? I don't know what that is. Yeah, Hercules was huge.
Our wards are holding fast.
Thank God.
I was curious to see if you would consecrate the altar of ashes on your own. It ought to be further attuned to you as a
The altar is the threshold through which we will pass, going to and from these...
Correct, on all three counts.
Sorry, I'm trying to get what I need.
Could use this.
Hello?
Hey, hello, spirits.
Have a good one, y'all.
What is it?
Saying hi,
Was it
damn.
always like this? Between you and Headmistress? I used to think it was me you hated most of all.
You've always been naive, Princess.
She made that decision long ago.
All right, let's see.
I am doing something about it. I'm honoring my vow to Mother Nyx.
Damn.
Else I'd be long gone. Much.
I would be very disappointed, yes.
Nemesis. Oh, I need to grow closer. She won't take my gift.
I encountered mighty Heracles on the surface. No mistaking him. Though I thought
The great Heracles.
Heracles.
That's a complicated one.
he was quite brusque. Told me to stay out of his...
Don't take it personally. You have wise relatives.
Heracles.
Take all the time you need.
It's not going to. It'll take me like one more run through, probably. Alright, we're gonna run back up to the top.
Ah, that's a nice touch.
Thank you. I thought so too. Oh yeah, Odysseus has a very nice voice. It's very comforting.
And that, my disciples, is the training of life. Remember it well.
Okay. Let's grab my... What the fuck?
Very well.
Grab my second Death Defy, and then we'll head back up.
New night, new path.
But yeah, no, Odysseus has such a nice voice. We took a bath with him earlier, but I don't think you were there for that.
Ask any god upon Olympus whether we think you ought to join in our defense here or take the fight to Chronos.
The ocean's fury.
I took some damage doing that, which makes me feel a little stupid, but whatever. Yeah, I know you've been gone for a minute. I'm sorry you missed bath time. I'm sure he'll want to take a bath again though. That man loves taking baths. With me, specifically. Actually, he just kind of likes baths in general, so...
I have returned.
I draw you down, O moon. Lend me your light.
I feel you closer to my light. You suppress that fate-wrought curse that
Alright,
Behold my light.
we'll use the
My
Hex
greatest
Blast.
strength is yours.
Yeah, we'll use the Hex Black. That's fine.
Time to break through again.
Okay, good. Hercules is not here to yell at me. Alright, we got some Heras. We got some...
Let's get the lay of the land.
Ooh, God, we got a lot of Heras. Okay, definitely the health at the bottom. Daedalus Hammer. I think I'll go for a Poseidon, Hera, and Hermes, maybe? Hermes? Maybe Apollon.
That barrier's back up.
I always end up going for I love him. Okay.
Pylon sighted. Traitor.
Oh my God! Artemis can come up here? I thought she said she wasn't coming up here.
You got it.
I thought she said she wouldn't come up here anymore.
evening.
Hello, sister.
Look at you, sister. Your brother once had us all convinced he was trying to fight his way to Olympus. Now none of us can believe you're trying to do it for real.
I've known Hermes about as long as you, and can count the number of favors he's asked of me on one hand. Besides, I could use the change of scenery.
Then by all means. What a time that you're on your way up to the mountain while I'm on my way down to the underworld. At least we crossed paths.
Alright, Seeking Arrow. I will always take the Seeking Arrow. Good hunting to you
Let's
too,
do this
sister.
again sometime. Hi.
Ow! What the fuck? Sorry, my dash stopped working for a second there. What you saw me was what looked like just me standing there, not doing anything except for swinging, was me trying to dash and it not working. So for a second there, my dash just said no. Which I've noticed happens from time to time.
Next pylon then. The barrier's lost some of its strength.
I'm just taking it as an early access thing. Oh my god, Herc!
Things are about to turn ugly, and I require neither assistance
Ah!
nor witnesses, sister.
He scared me!
Passing through. And I'm not leaving here until the traitors to the House of Hades lie broken at our feet.
Nice tits, Herc. True.
Fine then. We'll each earn our share. Stay out of my path.
One less pylon.
Damn. Hercules, pull it together. Sometimes you just gotta let Hercules just do whatever the hell it is that he's doing here. Alright, you go for it. Get the kill, bud. Right behind you. Good job.
My silver shines.
You earned your share. Ill-advised.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to jump you.
By my good graces, granted, but first I've seen somebody stand against the filth that's overtaken this accursed town.
Oh, you know, Herc.
I aim to cleanse the filth down to the source. He resides deep in the underworld, though I've business to attend to on Olympus first.
What a coincidence. I just returned from there not long ago.
Hmm.
So the gods are
God, yeah, no, he's... I want to climb this man.
I go.
You don't have to. Oh, alright, well, bye. God, the amount of damage you take. But you finish the fight so fast.
What else is here?
Okay. Bodhisattva Hera and Hermes. Yeah, you gotta time it for sure. It's just such a funny move. I could just whee!
That's great. Heck says you even got your underworld blood curse sorted, so you're ready for a bit of a long distance run.
Mhm.
Just watch for bumps along the way, though. Let's speed you past them if we can.
Absolutely.
Time to send a message.
All right. I wonder if I get garlic seeds from up here. I have to come up here again.
Ghastly thing. He's back. In the name of Hades.
I only have one.
Now.
Let's see. We're mostly just up here for material gathering. But hey, I'm not gonna turn down health either. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you can do this much damage, why not, right? Yeah, it really does end encounters real quick. You just slap them once. That's all it really takes.
Now what?
It's a little crazy.
There you are again, my dear. Pity.
Just up my attack some more, why don't I? I just think it'd be really funny. Let's see how high up we can get our attack.
Where else? Show me the surroundings.
Okay, we'll go for Apollon.
The time sign's back. I'll tear it apart.
It is a little funny. In the goofiest of ways.
My word, you reached the surface, didn't you, Sunshine? I thought your birthright meant you couldn't live up.
I'm kind of just goofing.
You dare.
I'm taking a shit ton more damage than I need to. Just because, like, I'm kind of just fucking around with it. But I'm having a good time just fucking around with it. Alright, did I already take the healing? think I did. It's fine if I did.
Finished here.
Yeah, I did. Bummer.
Enough of this place.
Yeah, the axe is pretty fun. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay.
You're a welcome sight, my lord.
I will take one of everything.
Olympus, I accept this message. Strength of the sea.
Thank you, sir.
I shall, my lord.
All right, let's see.
Famous.
You could have had my friendship. Couple of my sheep.
I have done no such thing.
Put yourself in my sandals. That almost tickles.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Where'd you go?
That's okay. I'll take the Deathify.
Damn it.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, let me down.
Wake up down there. No use hiding from me.
It's okay, I'm using up all my Deathifys, but because it's funny. I'm literally just using up all my Deathifys because it's so funny. Oh my god! That's so funny!
Some wool.
Oh! Holy fuck! Oh, he's just asleep. Oh, that's cute. Holy fuck. So much. I took so much fucking damage, but I gave out so much fucking damage.
There's an old adage which goes, one.
I might make one of those exceptions now.
Oh my fucking god, that's so funny. Hey, little guys.
Must be where Polyphemus lives. Ugh.
Oh, that's so good. Hi, Richard. How are you? Yeah, the dataless option is very high risk, high reward for sure. And it's not really for me, but it is kind of funny.
A scuttled ship.
Like, this is definitely not the way I prefer to play. Oh, hey.
Huh.
But it is very funny. Oh, I'm sorry you don't feel good. What's going on? Fascinating. I know that's the way up, but I'm just looking around.
Warships risen from the depths.
Oh, that's
All
cool
headed
as
for
hell.
Olympus.
That's cool as hell. But yeah, no, that dataless option is very high risk, high reward.
It's got a spectral gate. Take me away.
I'm on a boat?!
This must have been the closest ship. I'll take it. That strange wheel.
I'm on a boat and I just flew back home yesterday from Cali. My flight was late by 3 hours, so I ended up getting home at 9 p.m. I was supposed to work today, but I called in sick. Yeah, I can't necessarily blame you. Yeah, very high risk, high reward.
Need to get off this ship.
But yeah, no, big sicky indeed. Like a dizzy but drowsy, restless kind of feeling. That's the worst. And I'm so sorry you're going through that. Ooh, driftwood. I need that.
Driftwood.
This is where I get driftwood from? Huh, the more you know.
Out of my way.
Did we get past Cerberus? I haven't even gone back down to Cerberus. I'm doing some stupid fucking shit up here. Sonic restaurant was pretty nice. Chili dog was but the chicken was nice. No Eggman themed foods. That's bullshit. Yeah, I'm doing the upper stuff now. Oh my god. Oof. Yeah, but we did beat the Cyclops, so... yeah, that's a good question. Were there any shadow-themed foods?
Oof. Still feel a bit seasick from that.
But hey, I got driftwood. I've been needing that, so... good to know. I have to beat the Cyclops to get...
the sailor's life is not for me.
to get, driftwood.
Hey, where have you been?
The Shadow Snowcone was so good.
Not in a bad way,
I was up top. Must be the sea air and the salt, distinct from Oceanus down.
Exciting. I was right here the whole time.
Alright, well my husband's not here, but his annoying ass sister is.
Oh, what's wrong? Look, you're right, I've never known what
Dora's kind of bad. What?
You keep insinuating it.
Already told you, babe. Your father, my mother, whole inner circle, they got off bossing everyone around. Didn't give me space to spread my wings. Bunch of Olympus wannabes, but with mood lighting.
That's a really funny
So
way to
you
word them.
prefer living in a state of total disorder and constant mayhem.
There's a
to
shadow
living
hot
under a
dog.
principled
Bummer
set
I
of
can't eat
rules.
those because I'm allergic to pork.
That's a really good way to put it.
Back amongst the living.
I mean, I was, yeah.
This task, why does it fall solely to me,
Mhm.
headmistress? Because Nemesis,
She is a burden.
Damn.
Had I not sworn to Nyx that I would watch over her children, I'd have cast her out for insubordination long ago.
Damn. Oh, it's beef? Maybe I will. I'm not going to California anytime soon, but maybe. Maybe I will.
She's frustrated you haven't given her a chance. Her strength far surpasses mine, and she's trained at least as hard. I've seen it.
Why defend her thus, Malenoe? Her attitude speaks far louder than she.
Hmm.
I shall entrust nothing of import to one.
Oh, it's going to
such as
Texas? I might. We're turning against our mother. I need more driftwood. Yeah, I need more driftwood. Hmm. I think it is traveling, yeah.
Still at it?
Have you met Artemis out there? I suppose it may be worth repeatedly disobeying orders for the chance to see her.
What would you know of it? You really think I'm sneaking out into those woods just to fool around?
Are Nemesis and Artemis a thing? are Nemesis and Artemis a thing? Oh my god.
Is everything all right between the two of you, at least?
It's fine.
Can I watch?
Up and about.
Please?
How was it sailing
Please?
through the rift of Thessaly, goddess? Sometimes I long for my past days and nights.
Can I watch,
I feel
please?
I could remind you at this point. Chronos has this vast fleet of ships drawn from the very depth.
A proper nautical experience then, fraught with danger, mystery.
How much?
I feel a little envious.
Well, Chronos could probably use more sailors after what I did to them.
Put in a good word for me, would you?
There.
How much? How much? How many nectar? How many? How many nectar
Welcome to the crossroads, Shade.
do I need to watch those two go at it?
You look comfortable.
How many? How many monies? I will do anything. Alright, I need more silver, so let's go grab more silver. See how far down we make it, I guess.
This is my path.
I also need more driftwood, but whatever.
I was born for this.
Not a bad start.
The forecast for this evening calls for a sharp decline in temperature.
Suffer no more.
Alright. Let's see. Artemis, we need to talk. Get your ass over here, ma'am. What are you doing all the way down here? You're usually higher up. I need more of this. I need to see those two butt naked, booty bouncing. Preferably on top. I want to know who tops. I want to know who bottoms. I want to be involved if at all possible. I need to know. Oiled up, butt booty naked.
That Chronos and his forces, but there's something going on. Oh, I can feel it. Whatever the Titan thinks he has in
Let's see. Daedalus hammer.
Shadows take you.
I will say, gotta get the chop again. Ooh.
We'll hew through anything.
Alright. Oiled up, butt naked with me involved, if possible.
Move along.
The fuck do you want?
Sometimes I get a little boost from Artemis, but you... Just about all Olympus backs you up, and even still, it's not enough. Some help they are.
Only... Nemesis only gets boons from Artemis. What's happening between them? I need to know. I need to know.
Direct your criticism to the gods themselves. Now what is it you want with me?
I want a little taste of all that power for myself. Come on, I'll trade you.
I'm not giving you that. Fuck you.
I'm alright, thanks.
Your loss?
Sorry, what you were offering was not worth it. Oh, and it, you fucking bitch. That fucking bitch.
Something I need.
Fucking took my motherfucking outfit. Ugh. Yeah, I know.
We'll have to see how much Chronos still loves his gold after all this. Charon. The shadow spiller's back.
Great. How the fuck did that hit me? I was all the way out here.
Such rage must have...
Yeah, where are the fanfictions? I need it.
See that, Homer?
Splendid was the princess in her fight.
Thank you, Homer. Where are the fanfictions? Where's the fan art? Why is nobody even talking about this? I've not seen a single person on God's internet at all talking about the fact that these two are bonded in such a way. Not today, bud. Thank you for the pet. Yeah, this dataless option's good too, honestly.
A moon drop.
And it makes using my base attack worth it.
I call upon the moon and draw you down.
I regret our meetings are in haste, and that we are unable to converse when thus we meet. I am expected high aloft for all to see. Now. I found something.
Oh shit, I needed that. Fuck. Okay, well. There's that. All right. Take this for now. Boom. Take this.
What do we have in stock?
Trusty Charon reached you after all, and just in time.
All right, let's see. Thank you, Charon.
Well, well. I was beginning to think you had...
Our task takes me to the very ends of the earth.
All right, let's go.
Cross flames burn.
No, leave me alone. Fuck that thing. Oh god. Can I get the fuck out? Oh, keep that to yourself, woman. Alright, there we go. This dataless option's not bad, honestly.
You have grown strong.
Victory.
Observe nearby.
I know I'm observing. I'm observing with my eyes. Observe. I be observing. Alright. This is my most proud run through, but you know, it's not the worst.
Granddaughter.
The tooth.
You cannot
Thank you for the posture
gods
check.
above you now.
Oh boy.
My legions are vast, and death means little.
Your surface legions fight and die for you, yet you hide behind them.
Leadership, my girl, is not about having to do everything one.
No shortage of fools.
Let's see.
Into the purse.
Say what you will. I'm doing it for a specific reason. I promise. There's a method behind my madness. I swear to you. Alright. Jesus.
At least the family knows about you now. All
That's
we want to
crazy.
say, message to Olympus. Persephone and Hades had another kid, and she's all right. But Heck knew we had to wait, and she knows a lot. So my lips were sealed.
He's so sweet. Take the extra health.
All quiet.
Sometimes you just take little bits of damage here and there for the good of the team, you know? Let's go see Chiron.
Going in.
Get that extra health back. Jesus, sir. Ooh, defense. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, they really did. Yeah, you would think. You would think where you're dropped is a bit of a safe spot. You would be incorrect, however.
Water sprouts activated.
And down. Alright, let's see.
Unseal one of the other paths, perhaps.
Nope, we will not.
The welcome solitude.
I'm gonna take more health.
This is the Titan's fault.
What is? The fact that the underwater looks like this? Because no, that's your dear uncle's fault.
For me.
Found you.
Once again, surprised by how far down Aphrodite or Artemis can go. Artemis, we need to talk about Nemesis. What the fuck's going on between you two?
Clean kill.
Thanks, sis.
I had that one.
The hunter's mark again.
Well, be faster.
Heads up, sister.
Yeah, give me the details. Don't leave nothing sexy out. Please and thank you.
Fine mess we made. Not many hiding places here compared to Erebus. Might be the end of the line for me. I'm a huntress, not a fisher.
Okay,
Fishing
we need
is
to
a
talk
form of
about
hunting, isn't it?
Nemesis, though.
Anyway, I appreciate the backup. And
They'll want to hear from me about the situation and about you too. Together we shine.
Always.
Till we meet again.
But again, I have questions that aren't gonna get answered.
in the name of Hades. Lord Charon set up shop.
Thanks, bud.
She came.
Not really.
So tell me, lady, how is it that you seem to know our tricks?
The great tactician Odysseus says hello. Told me all about you. You claim you never let anybody get away.
Odysseus? Oh, he's still on the hook. Big fish like that just... And here we go!
Alright, drama's done. The Taurus is gone. Alright, next.
Not now.
Alright, there goes the drummer. Alright, there goes this guitarist. Alright, there we go. Skilla, my favorite boss, welcome back. And she's gone.
Sing about that. Good find.
Your circumstances required many sacrifices. One is the warmth of companionship. Interesting. Is there anything around here for me? Who can I summon? Oh, hey little dude. Yeah, I still do have both Death Defies. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about myself right now. Get as healed up as possible before we head in.
It's so... Ugh.
Yeah, fucking you're telling me, fam.
Lost loves.
A seeming endless sprawl grows on it.
Alright, let's see. We're coming for you, Cerberus! Son of a bitch dog!
Flourish.
Hey! Go ahead and get them out of here. Okay. Take another Daedalus hammer. Get the chop, bitch!
Now for what's mine.
Alright, more hammer. Ooh.
I grow strong. They won't like this.
Oh my god! You've got to be fucking kidding me with that fucking move. You cannot be real right now. Oh my fucking god. Here, I'll show you. Hold on, let me find my tree. One second, let me find my tree real quick. Here, we'll do this. This. It uses up magic like a motherfucker. But god damn. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a boon that will let me recharge my mana. I've never really thought I needed it until now, so...
Excellent stuff.
Oh, Echo! Don't mind if I do. Oh, I love this game. This game's great. I've been genuinely having
It's Malinui.
such a good time.
Hey, it's Malinui. It's Malinui. It's Echo. 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 You're an Oread, aren't you? Though you're not speaking in the customary way of mountain nymphs. Some sort of curse. Some sort of curse. Sort of curse. Curse. Thank you, Echo.
Don't mind if I do. Yeah, I know, but I did it for a reason.
Tucked away.
Anyways, I got it right here. Go ahead and deal with the boulders, get them out of the way. Start with the health.
Now my reward.
Bet. Alright. A little bit of magic there. Ah, fucking balls. Pain in my ass. Alright, let's see.
Mourners.
There we go. Dealt with that.
Your great aunt Hestia is not exactly as she seems.
Mm-hmm.
In olden times.
Oh, shit!
Demeter, you've not changed at all. None of you have. It's why you're in a heap of trouble now.
All right. Absolutely. Freezer burn. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Grow golden once again.
All right. Hestia's up this way. Round the bend. Oop, round that bend. Round this bend.
I've drawn them out.
Hey, could this wolf get his ass up here? Come here. All right.
Hades.
Your attacks and specials gain power. Your fortune. I'll grab that. And then we're gonna hit the market. And hey, we still have both of our Death-Defieds! I am feeling pretty good about this indeed.
Valuable enough.
Thanks, bud.
Moonlight guide you, my lord.
And we got a combo boon.
You're very vigilant, I'll grant you that.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh no.
Fucking freezer burn. Oop, dip. Okay. We're doing alright. We're doing alright. We're doing alright. Oh my god.
I can't. Not true.
Alright.
Can't do it.
Up. Woo! Oh! Serb!
It's really you.
Oh, it's my baby! Oh my god, my fucking fingers hurt. Hold on. Oh, my fucking fingers hurt. I didn't even use up one of my deaths, I don't think. I think I did pretty good. Okay.
Having shed its coat of torment, the soul-devouring infernal beast beyond the gates of Tartarus reveals that it is not the monster it appears.
I still have all my death defies? Oh, hell yeah.
Vicious still.
Oh. Hi, big boy. Oh, he ran off.
Where did he go?
Cerberus. Oh.
Tears.
tears. He was crying.
Even the doleful residents of the morning fields would rather languish.
Okay, so
the most wretched serving Chronos.
I have heard a rumor that once you get to the Chronos fight, you cannot pause. Chronos legitimately will not allow you to pause the game.
Guarding the gates.
So,
Authorized personnel only.
oh my god, look where we are.
Let's see if this works. Don't have the gold for this.
All right, let's see. 0 out of 10 game. The dog cried.
Unseal.
We have the authority.
Excellent. I'm in.
Oh my god. We're in, babies.
Central control. Just need a moment.
Holy shit.
There.
You are trespassing on private property.
How am I?
He hides behind these wretches. Lost it buzzing.
So Cerberus, being the good boy we all knew he was still trying to guard Hades. Oh god. What the hell? Oh my god, it freezes you. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, move. Oh my god. Are those the satyrs from Hades? They might be. Yeah, this is my furthest run so far.
No traitor to the house shall go unpunished.
Oh, I'm not fighting. We're not doing all that.
This place was once my home. Shall be yours.
Oh my god, it's shooting money at me. Yeah, the Daedalus carried for sure. They are shooting money at me. Chat, why can't y'all do that for me? Yeah, please piss money onto me. I'm a bitch. I'm broke. God damn it. We can't all be bitches and broke. What are you summoning? Stop that. Whoever said you were allowed to summon things? Oh, there goes one of my Deathifieds. That's okay. The hell is that? Shade rot. One of us, yeah. Every streamer has one rich benefactor. Who is my rich benefactor? How can I ever be a famous streamer without my rich benefactor?
A palm of power.
3 of them. Oh yeah.
Could head straight for Chronos, or
We're heading straight to Chronos. That guy that gave you 13 subs earlier, you make a good point. Oh god, I'm about to die. Oh, I'm so dead. Is that all I need? Is a chocolate bar? Did that wake me up? Oh god, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting so fucking nervous. Oh fuck. Yeah, yeah. I also really enjoy that. I think it's really cool. Ooh, sorry. I'm like nervous.
And now for the Titan.
Fuck. I'm out of death defies. I got 63 health. We're not gonna be able to beat this man.
Down there.
Oh, wait. Never mind. I got a death defy. We're good again. Let's boost the stuff I already have.
Right.
Oh, I'm nervous. I don't even know what that does. Oh, swap 1 for 2.
You made
Fascinating.
it here in all the clamor, Lord.
You know what? I'm gonna be so real. You get a gift for making it all the way down here.
I know you require only gold, my lord. Nevertheless, I wanted to give you something more.
The last thing, you trade these in to Charon, you trade these into Charon to get additional items that you need up top.
The stately house of Hades now is but a fading memory, for in its place, a new formed palace rises.
It's hideous.
Yeah, he didn't...
Please work.
It doesn't look as good as it looked.
Is princess of the underworld. Unseal. Blood and... didn't work. How about...
Oh, we're just diving in? Alright.
Chronos!
It's where Zag comes out of.
Welcome, my girl. Let yourself in, I see.
Yeah, this place is like
Through the gutter.
piss-filled.
The
Hi,
family
Ducky.
never had any class. Though I'm working on alleviating that within this house, if you would pardon all the dust.
Dust.
We have been renovating around here.
Yeah, making it piss-colored.
Get up. You get up off that stolen throne. You know who I am, and you know why I'm here.
A family with no class and no civility either.
Oh my god.
Have I not made clear to you that your attempt to do me harm shall be in vain? I am a deathless titan. You merely are a poor, misguided girl.
I'm anxious.
Hear me, you enemy of night and darkness now. For your transgressions you shall imminently die.
Oh, I read that as immediately die, and I was like, what if he just dropped dead?
From fate beneath the sky.
He sunk in the piss instead of pissing in the sink.
Manners. Cursing is forbidden in this house. By that token, fighting is forbidden as well. But for you, my girl, we shall have to make an exception. Time for you to go. Behold.
Death to Chronos.
Oh, you get stuck. Okay. Holy shit. Okay, that's fine. Oh, fuck, that does so much damage.
Stop right there.
I will not. Run!
Be gone from here.
Oh, shit. Chronos a twink. Why is Chronos kinda— No, Ducky! I needed more death defies by the time I make it down there.
I had him in my grasp.
I didn't even see how far down I got him. It doesn't feel like I got him that far down, though.
I got all the way to Chronos, the one place I can beat him. But I couldn't do it. Not yet.
I got a brood.
You don't remember them.
Oh, well, I thought my brooding would give me different dialogue, but...
Still, you fight for them.
Yeah, it's not the worst first try I've ever done. I don't know how far down I got him.
Ready for more?
Look.
Your companion Dora, she's a lively one, especially for her age. Most of
How old is she?
Quite lethargic over time, although I suppose things have been more eventful recently.
There's
Dora
just better
seems to be quite
options,
intrigued by
Ducky.
you, Lord Moros. Call it a morbid fascination. You mentioned her age.
I have my ways. Dora is, well...
Huh. May moonlight guide you.
To victory.
To victory indeed.
Sister Selene.
News.
Oh!
Lord Charon.
Oh, little star. During such phases, I remain
Sorry.
unseen in the night sky and can enjoy a moment's rest.
Selene just hangs out here?
Although
Ducky, I was looking at my OBS whenever you did that.
How fares the task?
Great Selene, I am honored by your presence here. The task proceeds at pace, I think. Although, as you well know, we have much left to do. I'm grateful you've been watching over me.
And I am grateful for the opportunity. I am the eye of night, but you, I think, have come to be her sword. Until we
Oh,
see
thank
each
you for
other
the
once again
stretch.
under her veil.
Oh, so it must be a new moon. So Selene will come and hang out here. On new moons, since she doesn't have to be in the sky.
I reached the house, headmistress. Did everything as practiced and as planned, except he was too strong.
No, this is an excellent result. You are still here, having learned more of what it takes to reach our enemy and what he can do to resist. Do you feel ready to continue your pursuit?
Yes. If I can reach him, I can take him.
Take him.
She said, get him. Woman said, murder. Oh, did you bring my stuff?
And you as well, boatman.
Thank you.
It's all here.
Big preach.
Hail, Shades.
We got to Chronos. I did it,
You were
bitch!
saying you got all the way to Tartarus before. How far'd you get? Make it all the way back to your rightful home?
If you're referring to the House of Hades, then yes, I did make it there. Though you could best describe it as the House of Chronos at this point.
My finger is
He was waiting
bleeding, so
within,
I think
just
that
as
was my last
expected,
run.
And
I just looked down and saw that my finger was bleeding.
Too strong, you mean? Well, can't fault you for trying. So what's the plan now?
The task remains the same. Blood must be needed elsewhere.
Alright, I got secret seeds. It's because I play with keyboard, and the way I press my fingers into the keyboard during boss fights causes my nail to cut into my finger.
Rest easy, son of Nyx.
That usually happens when I play Hades 1 or 2. Okay, let's just see if anything down here is any different. I managed to collect enough. Did. Not enough for that, though.
And another thing,
So ancient is the pitch.
Don't tell me to stand up straight, old man. I'm just a hardcore gamer. Yeah, that's all it is. Igor gets it. Who the hell is gonna show up here? Artemis, probably. Okay. I made it to Hades. I'm very proud of that. That's further than I've ever made it. So I cannot be mad about it. You play Hatsune Miku on with your keyboard? Wait a minute. You play Hatsune Miku with your keyboard? What? I'm on a dance, I'm on the yak, I wanna dance. Come get your mans, put him in a trance. I'm in my yak, I'm on my yak, I'm on a dance. Come get your mans, come get your mans. Oh, my wrist lock up on the controller so I get hurt from gaming too hard. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was like, you doing good over there? God, yeah, the way you rubbed your palms raw from Sonic Riders, a little funny. I can't even lie, it was a little funny. You're best. I already know what I am, and know I only wanna come over, put it on him. I got that one, na. Alright, it's time for me to go eat. Take a little sippy sip. But tomorrow I'm gonna be doing a collab, and then I'll be doing another collab on Saturday. So we're gonna take a 2-day break from Hades, and then we'll probably hop back into it on the Sunday? Sunday. We'll hop back into it on Sunday, I think. Mayhaps. I don't know. I really want to play the DLC for Elden Ring, but that's not even out yet. So thank you for the hydrate. I'm gonna finish my slush smoothie, what it is. But I'm gonna go eat. Y'all should go eat. But before you go, we're gonna go say hi to my friend Kiwi. We're gonna hang. Y'all be good. Y'all behave. Thanks for coming. I had a really good time. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.